guys, welcome to the channel. It's Gail here, simply Gail or Abigail. Welcome to Gailify. I am a UKRN and I like to share awesome tips, quite simple actually, straightforward tips that will help all of us, not just nurses in the UK, but wherever in the world, to be exceptional at our workplaces. Or sometimes I just like to have a chat with you, or just to see where you're at with things really. So yeah, today's one of those topics. We're going to talk about men in nursing. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. I promise you won't regret it. Kindly click the subscribe button just so that you're alerted anytime I post a new video. If you're returning, thank you so much for the continued support. What about men in nursing are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about why, and I, as a lady in nursing, I am saying that we need more men in the hospital. As nurses, we've got a lot as doctors, we've got a lot in different kinds of roles, but in the aspect of nursing we're shorting a little bit. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Let's get into it. So statistically in the UK we've got about 11% of men compared with like 8 to 9% of women, and in general of all the nurses that are registered in here. So if you take every 10 staff members on a ward, you would find that averagely 9 of them will be women and just 1 of them will be a man. And from my own experience in my hospital, this sounds like true. They're quite sparsely distributed in the whole collection of nurses. And I'm not saying that the women are not doing an exceptional job. We are. I mean, the women have carried nursing on their backs for ages. So we've done a fantastic job, and we are. But we need our men to join us as well in doing this. Now, if you're a man watching this and you're not already in nursing and you're contemplating or wondering, or it has even crossed your mind before, I'm going to give you a few reasons as to why you need to consider becoming a nurse. Now, most of us know a little history about nursing, modern nursing with Florence Nightingale and whatnot, but then there's an argument that even before Florence Nightingale came into the picture, there were men. Because when the soldiers went to war, it was their colleague men who looked after the injured ones. So they knew about how to nurse sick people, wounded people, and all those skills were there. But then what we see about Florence Nightingale is she sort of had the prototype of what we have now. And so nursing existed before Florence Nightingale, but then Florence Nightingale helped to develop the modern version. As time went on, they prevented men from offering health care services to their fellow injured men, and that may have influenced the number of men that actually were interested in providing nursing care. There were a lot of industrialization in that time, so a lot of the men worked in big companies and industries. But then still, you find that men started this thing. So men primarily have got a core value of care, and we need we've seen what the women can do, but we need the men as well with their level of expertise to support us with what we do as well. Nursing brings out the compassion in you. Now, you might not know if you're a guy about how much you're good at providing care until you become a nurse. It's quite surprising. And with the social stereotypes, people think that if you're a man, you need to be hardcore, you don't have to show your feelings, you don't have to show your emotions. But when you're providing nursing care, your emotions will be shown. When you're happy, it would show. When you're disappointed, it would show. When you're concerned about your patients, it would show. So it's just a great way for men to build their emotional vulnerability, I would say. You find a lot of men who are in nursing are very romantic, I would say, at home to their partners and wives, and very caring to their children, because they've learned that they can feel it. They're quite empathetic, and to be a good nurse you need to be very empathetic, you need to be compassionate, you need to care about people. So it really helps to bring out all of these qualities that society has caused men to repress. This can be a game changer for some men, the fact that this gives them the opportunity to be vulnerable. Now, if we've got a ratio of 9 to 1, female to male nurse, in a typical ward or facility, it makes you realize how much the male patients might feel a bit left out. Traditionally, females and males have grown to accept care from women, but then there are very sensitive situations and circumstances where men would prefer to speak to men. You get patients who would say that they prefer a male nurse to provide personal care or intimate care. And when you haven't got enough men on the ward, it's difficult to support people with those kind of needs. So demographically, our male patients are at a sort of disadvantage, even though they're happy to accept care from females. It would be great if they've got that option of asking for men, you know, when they need to. So that's another reason why you as a man might want to get into nursing. Now, another thing is nursing is one of the best paid roles in the world, wherever you go. So every country needs nurses. It's like a staple wherever you go. And because of that, economies really value the expertise and the services that nurses provide, and so they don't joke with them. In a lot of places, UK included, and in a lot of countries, you can make a great fortune out of being a nurse. Obviously, your own personal circumstances affect these things, like how you spend, what you spend on, you know, who you're supporting, your dependents, etc. But on an average, you can make a very good life, even if you've got a family. Even if it's just one of you working, you can have a pretty good life, a pretty decent life with a job as a nurse. Not only do you get a very good monthly pay or weekly pay depending on your contract, you also get a lot of benefits. We've got the health service discounts, we've got the blue light card, you get discounts on a lot of things that you buy in the shops. There's a lot of things that I've bought, my shoes, my suitcases, that I got a really good discount for with my blue light card, and it's for people who are in the NHS. So yeah, it's a great way to get good discounts. You get free staffing counselling, like in my hospital, you get that as well. Staff well-being, free of charge. There's a lot of services, like you can refer yourself to physio if you've hurt yourself, you know, through any sort of thing, whereas the general public would have to go through a procedure. You can just refer yourself directly. So there are a lot of things and a lot of benefits that you can have as a nurse working in a hospital. And not only that, you've got pension contributions as well. So you've got the NHS pension aside your state pensions, which every working person has got. So you contribute a certain amount from your monthly salary, and then the NHS will top up with an amount. So the NHS is building your pensions with you. So you've got two pots of pensions that you're growing, and that's an incredible offer if you ask me. Now, another thing you might want to consider is career progression. Nursing is one of the job roles where it will just blow your mind, the kind of opportunities that are available. So from just entry level all the way to the top, there are, I would say, hundreds, more than that, I would say thousands of job roles that you can actually have, no matter how fine-tuned your interests are. The opportunities are limitless, so you're not stuck in one place as you have in other jobs, and sometimes your manager would have to favor you to give you a raise or something like that, or you might have to leave that company. I know a lot of companies where if you're working in there, you're never going to get promoted. You're going to have to leave before you get promoted in a different company. You don't get that in the NHS. You can get promoted several times in the same NHS as long as you're having the relevant expertise and experience, and you're looking for opportunities and you're applying, you're making links, etc. The opportunities will just present themselves to you. So career-wise, you've got an array of opportunities available for you in nursing. Now, who doesn't like to have flexible work patterns and shifts? In nursing, you can opt for flexible shift. I mean, in the corporate job, all you have is a typical 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. But in nursing, it is very flexible. So you've got day shifts, you've got night shift, especially if you're working with a partner with childcare and you need to be on very flexible shifts. Nursing is there for you. You can speak to your manager who can alter the hours for you that you're coming to work. Because of the way the patterns work, like for me, there are a lot of times that I'm free at home during the weekdays, a couple of days in the week, and then I go to work maybe some weekends, or maybe if I do some night shifts, I have a lot of days off after that. and they can fall in the weekdays, and you have a lot of things that you can do within that time. So yeah, that's one more thing for you to consider. Nursing. Men carry a certain kind of vibe, which is really cool, and it's nice to have them, especially in a mixture of women, because they bring a different kind of perspective, apart from like socially what they contribute mentally as well. You know, there's a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge that men bring into the practice that we need. You know, women do as well, and as I said, we've been running the show for ages and it's been fantastic, but we know that the men carry a lot of potential as well. They can help and support us in diverse ways on the wards, and their vibe alone is incredible. So if you're a man out there, please apply to become a nurse, because we need you guys in here. Now, another reason that I think you should consider a nurse as a man out there is there has never been a better time than now, considering staff shortages and like, you know, the way things are going. A lot of people are training to become nurses, but the vacancies are still a lot. So this is the best time really to get into it, to start. If you need to go to school, if you need to do access courses, whatever you need to do to get you on the journey. And you know, considering the trajectory of things, you can't really predict how things can go. Global pandemics can cause things to change. So now that you've got the chance, today is the day to crack on. So these are the tips that I've got. What else have you got? I mean, I think these are incredible. And if I was a guy, you know, out there not in nursing, and somebody presented these to me, I wouldn't think twice, because they match all of my interests. I mean, most of my interests, I would say. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think about these boys. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and until I see you guys next time, peace out.